As a DoorDash Dasher, do you know how the company actually pays you as a driver? No, like really actually know how the company exactly pays you. Well, seemingly more people are coming back to DoorDash. The company said in the third quarter of 2022, there was a 50% increase compared to the same quarter the year prior in Dashers returning to the platform after not completing a Dash in the last 180 days. So answer this down below in the comments. Are you brand new? Have you been dashing this entire time, like the past year or so? Or are you in this pool of dashers that really haven't done much in the last 6 months, but you're coming back to the platform? And then moreover, not just DoorDash itself, but just a side hustle in general. I asked you, why are you side hustling? Half of our over 2,000 respondents are side hustling to catch up on bills or pay a debt. 17% building capital for an investment or a business opportunity, and 16% for just some extra income. And when I first started in 2015, I would say it was primarily for extra income. So would you be surprised if I showed you that this pay structure from DoorDash, how you're actually paid as a Dasher, really has not changed in the last 3 years? So that base pay, DoorDash's contribution, it is $2 to $10 per the company, and it encompasses the time for the delivery, the distance for the delivery, and the Dasher desirability. So if a Dasher skips it, you click decline or you ignore it, same thing, then DoorDash might increase their contribution. Promotional pay, the peak pay, and that's the per delivery bonuses, and then challenges, which are batched bonuses, and customer tips. As always, now you can keep 100% of tips. DoorDash got in a little bit of hot water a couple of years ago about that. And then of course, your total earnings encompasses all three of these components. The Dasher pay model really hasn't changed in 3 years, but the order types on DoorDash certainly have changed in the time since that, 3 years of that new pay structure update. We saw cash on delivery, we saw new package pickup, we saw Dash Marts, we saw DoorDash grocery runs. A lot has changed, but listen to this. No specific verbiage that I've seen coming through like all of the support pages, no specific verbiage of how pay might change based on all of those different order type categories. It still falls under that one pay structure. Because again, going back to a recent blog post just posted days ago on DoorDash's site, they state nearly 3/4, 73% of Dashers with a full-time job said they're planning on continuing to dash to supplement their income as needed, while less than a quarter, 24%, said they will continue to dash only until they achieve a particular financial goal, such as purchasing a home or a car. And that's important because, again, look at the survey that I asked you, and this is why we're a team here. I can only report on so much without getting feedback with you, and consider subscribing if you haven't subscribed. This is all I do here. I help you make money in different side hustles, but that kind of mirrors what we saw here. But I'll tell you this, something that I can basically guarantee that you watching this video, that your time is valuable. You don't have a ton of free time if you have social life, family stuff going on, and a full-time job on top of that, right? You got a lot to manage. That's why DoorDash says that 90% of Dashers are delivering fewer than 10 hours per week, and the majority are delivering fewer than 4 hours a week. That is why it is critical that you're not gonna waste your time when you're on the road. You're out there, let's say you're away from home, you're away from your family, you're grinding away on the road, that you do not want to waste your time. If you're new, or if you're considering driving for DoorDash as a side hustle, again, because you have limited time here, what's the actual earnings potential? Because if you didn't know, our goal here on any side hustle across the channel here, it's $25 an hour in gross revenue, like what you earn basically. DoorDash says earnings potential seen in DoorDash ads are based on average earnings of Dashers nationwide or in your area. Actual earnings may differ and depend on factors like a number of deliveries accepted and completed, time of day, location, and related costs. Hourly pay is calculated using average Dasher payouts while on a delivery. from the time you accept an order until the time you drop off an order. That is called active time. So again, on your Dasher app, go in there, it says active time, dash time. Dash time is just when you're online. Active time is when you're on an active assignment. Over a 120-day period, it includes compensation from tips, peak pay, and other incentives. So if you're seeing ads across socials, websites, whatever, and it's saying a certain number there, you can earn X amount of dollars. And actually, DoorDash has said in the past that Dashers nationally are making $25 an hour. So if you see an ad that says like $25, $30 an hour, there's some numbers behind that, but I will guarantee you it is like a bell curve of earners, and it's my job to have you in that top 20%. I'll tell you, I'm with the 52% of our respondents that said they're trying to catch up on bills and debts. I mean, years ago when I was working for a company that went under, I was left with a lot on my credit card because I had just moved, and I turned to Dashing and other gig apps full-time to eventually try to get enough capital and cash, because I'm just trying to survive. I mean, if you're in the same boat, you know how it is, let alone pay down that credit card bill. So yes, if you're dashing to catch up on debts and bills and pay that off even faster, or even a car loan, let's say, because I've done that as well, actually. I took some, after I settled the credit card debt, I took some of the liquidity in my capital to pay off a car note faster. Because if you go in your loan, log in online, look at your actual loan payment, you might be surprised how much is actually going to the original car loan itself, the principal, and what actually goes to the interest. Now, interestingly, we had 16% of our respondents on that survey say they're dashing to earn some extra income. And I told you, that's kind of what I was doing initially when I did this stuff in 2015, 16, and the years prior. Now, I'll tell you, it is fun. It's nice to have some extra income if you're going out or if you're just buying fun stuff. I like it. I've done plenty of that. But I also want to encourage you in 2023 and beyond to, do that thing, buy some stuff, go out and have some fun with that extra money, especially if you've settled the majority, let's say credit card debt, outstanding bills, what have you. But I would also encourage you to look at the 17% of our respondents in that survey that are saving for an investment or a business opportunity. Now, I'm not a financial advisor. This is not legal, professional financial advice. But I am looking, after I've, again, step one, settled that credit card debt, is looking into assets that I can control and own. Rental properties. I'm a big believer in setting up multiple revenue streams. Active, which does trade your time for your money, and the semi-passive revenue streams. So a business, selling a product, course, or service, affiliate income that can pay you residually and you're not necessarily on the road, logging hours because there's only one of you. So you can only have so much of an active revenue stream. So to review, the overall pay structure of DoorDash hasn't changed. I think step one is understanding the best practices. That's right here why you're going to want to subscribe. We have a course. It's called Mastering Delivery. Link down below if you want the fast track to those best practices. But after that, we start to maximize your income on the side hustle, any side hustle app. Doesn't have to be DoorDash, right? Number two, settling or at least really taking down debt and bills, getting back to our comfort zone. Again, paying off some of that debt, lessening that burden of the interest cost, right? After we get in that comfort zone, build some liquidity, which is cash on hand that you don't have to put towards the bills, let's say. So I have some capital, I have some liquidity, and then research some opportunities, some business practices, investing, kind of bolster your investing portfolio as well. Again, I'm a big believer in rental properties. Looking to bring that to you here on the channel for my first one, I'd say Q3, Q4 of this year. And then we're in a place where we have a lot more control over our income, because if we come down here to these side hustle apps, you have to understand that they can really make large changes to their pay structure. And I've seen it. I've seen it on rideshare. I've seen it on grocery apps and other apps that the bottom line, they change to pay less, and it really can cause a lot of havoc when trying to control your money. Drop a like in this video if you got value. You can also click or tap the screen here for my newest video, as well as a video recommended for you. And I'll see you in the next one.